Hello. A few days ago, I did a live stream, and I offered to do Havening if you wanted it. And a few of you said yes, you'd like me to show you Havening, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Havening is a really excellent way of taking you out of, I suppose, your sympathetic nervous system into your parasympathetic nervous system. A few, well, last week, maybe or so ago, I got myself very worked up. I'm very anxious. I was had a really bad experience where I got myself so worked up that I wasn't fit to do a presentation, or I didn't think I was going to be fit to do a presentation. I'd flown thousands of miles to do. I was in a trap of anxious thoughts, fears. My throat was sore, couldn't really swallow. Was just panicking because I'd been in a bad state for hours, so I'd had time to escalate my fears and concerns to the highest possible point. So, and I was fortunate that a hypnotherapist called Louise Baker did some havening with me. I have had havening before. I've been exposed to it, in the field of hypnosis. Many people use it and are aware of it. But it wasn't really for me. I just kind of dismissed it. Well, I didn't dismiss it, but I just didn't connect to it. I didn't really want to do it. Didn't want to use it. I think part of the problem is I think I'm not massively comfortable with some of. I don't love affirmations, not verbal, not outwardly, not verbalizing them, and certainly the idea of sort of soothing yourself with saying nice things to yourself. Just I don't know. I don't know why, but I've never felt massively comfortable with that. But suddenly, desperate times call for desperate measures, and now I'm a fan, and I will be using Havening, and I've already used it with a young man. I will call him a young man. He's 16. Uh, to He was having real anxiety about getting onto a plane, and I used Havening with him, and it worked really, really well. So anyway, here it is. I'll give you a very brief explanation as to what it is. Please feel free, if you know more than me, to add down in the post below. I'm no expert on this. All right. So just yeah. So Havening is using your sensory receptors, which are obviously very susceptible to touch. It's using your sensory receptors to move out of your sympathetic system, parasympathetic nervous system to your parasympathetic nervous system. It can calm you down. It will slow your brain waves. So, when you're in that conscious alert hyper state, your brain waves are moving very, very quickly. That's when you get a fast heartbeat, your thoughts are racing. And this kind of self-soothing touch calms you down. It will take you into your parasympathetic nervous system and make those brain waves, I think there's delta, give you delta brain waves, which are much, much slower. And this is the communication of the unconscious mind. When you're in that place, that's when you can access your unconscious mind, where you can be more open to suggestions. Because when you're in positive suggestions, in this case, obviously, when you're in that locked hyper alert state, it's very much like when you've twisted your muscle and you can't, your muscles all like locked and twisted and painful, and even though you can try and relax, you can't, because it takes a while for that muscle to relax. Well, this is what it feels like a bit with the mind when you're in that conscious hyper alert state and you're having a bad time and you're anxious and you're in pain and you're afraid. Then you can try saying calm down, it's okay, but because you're clenched, because your mind is in that state, you can't really receive it. By switching into by using your skin senses, all your skin senses, which are hardwired to receive this kind of self-soothing comfort, you can start the process of calming down really quickly. Anyway, here it is. There's 3 points of touch. You do this with yourself, you do it for your clothing. So you start with your face, and it's not like you cup your face. It doesn't. I mean, I don't think there's any strict way of doing it, but basically soothing your face, something in the way you would do to your child, or someone you love or you're connecting to, and you want to soothe them or calm them, or you're just transmitting positive feelings of regard or love towards them. So just rubbing and caressing your face like that, and then you start saying things are helpful, or going into the I suppose you discomforting the The painful thought. So, right, so everything is going to be all right, even though you are afraid right now and you're scared, everything is going to be okay. Okay. So there, because it's just a few times, I've done it for ages, haven't I? I'm calming myself down right now, but you can just do this for a few times, then go onto your shoulders. So even though you're afraid, you're worked up right now and you're anxious, and you're scared of disappointing everyone, everything's going to be all right. You can let this feeling go. So I'm now trying to access, just so I can think of appropriate things to say to my most recent memory of feeling really anxious. Then the hands, so gently moving and soothing the hands. Even though you're afraid of disappointing other people and yourself, you can totally and utterly accept myself and I love myself. I'm not going to make any sarcastic comments. Even though I'm afraid of failing, I totally and absolutely love myself. I totally and absolutely love myself. As accept myself unconditionally, unconditionally. There you go. I can do it. Even though I'm afraid of messing things up and sabotaging everything. So going into that feeling of going right into the heart of that fear, I totally and utterly accept myself and I love myself unconditionally. That's it. Even though I'm afraid, I'm anxious, I'm in pain, I'm scared, I want to go home, I want to run, I want to hide, I totally and utterly accept myself. And I know that I'm actually all right. I know that I'm fine. Even though I'm afraid, I'm scared, I totally absolutely love myself unconditionally. There we go. It's getting better, even as we're doing this. So even as I'm doing this, knowing that you're going to be watching me right now, I'm just kind of going with the flow, letting whatever comes to my mind, saying whatever comes to my mind. And it's positive regard, totally and utterly. Can be, you are okay, you are safe. Your body knows the truth that you are fine, you're perfect as you are. Everything is perfect and everything is working out for your highest good. I don't know if you ever read any Louise Hay. She's got loads of affirmations. So you could use that affirmations from her book. And I think I read that in my 20s. And I did use affirmations, just don't like saying them out loud necessarily. Anyway, positive affirmations, things that you find soothing. You know, you can't really do this wrong. It's saying things that you would say to someone that you loved and someone you wanted to make feel better. And then you just make these soothing things around your face and your body. And your body responds to it really quickly. Even me doing this, you know, even though I'm demonstrating it, I feel myself being calm. I could share any shit that comes up my mind right now because I feel that calm. This is what I should do. I don't know if it will work in a comedy environment. It's not very funny, but I'm certainly feeling more relaxed than I was feeling at the beginning of this demonstration. There you go. Havening. Make it into a nice dance. There you go. Havening. Oh, I've got the rhythm wrong. You're welcome. See you soon. Bye.